We Australians are rightly very proud of our fish and chips. It's almost a national dish. But if you think about it, this is a dish with a lot of potential. It doesn't have to be about something greasy from the local chipper. In fact, if you do it right with a good recipe, and I've got an absolute cracker for you, you could serve this at your next dinner party. It really is all about getting the fish right, and it's got to be super fresh. But that's not actually where you start. In fact, we're going to start off by making a flavoured salt to sprinkle on afterwards. So grab yourself half a bunch of thyme and a quarter of a bunch of chopped rosemary with 2 tablespoons of rock salt. Put it in a mortar and pound it until it's really fine. Like anyone, I love those big, chunky, fluffy fries. They're great, but from time to time you need a bit of a change. So I'm going to use a mandolin and shave these potatoes paper thin and fry them in hot oil until they're golden and crisp. Now, there's a couple of good tips you can learn about frying. You'll know your oil's hot enough if the potato slices float within about a count of 2 from the time they go in. Secondly, make sure you don't overload the oil, otherwise that'll drop the temperature. Then the potatoes will soak up too much fat and they won't go crunchy. You'll know when your potatoes are perfectly cooked because they'll be light golden brown and the bubbling starts to subside. So what you want to do is scoop them out and then drain them really well on kitchen paper. Next up, we need to get on to making the batter for our fish. Now, there's a load of recipes you'll find around the place, but do you know what the secret is for perfectly crispy batter? You go from really cold to really hot really fast. So, grab yourself 2 cups of icy cold mineral water and a cup of ice cubes in a bowl, then gently work in 1 cup of plain flour. Using mineral water instead of beer makes the recipe a bit more family-friendly. And also, because it's got a milder flavour, you can really taste the flavour of the fish. I'm using Brim because it's fantastic. What you want to do, dip it in a little bit of rice flour, then in the batter, straight in the oil. And what you get is the lightest, the crispiest, the most incredible crust you've ever tried. Don't expect it to be overly dark. You actually want it to be fairly pale. That means it's going to be cooked absolutely perfectly. Drain it really well, then season with a bit of salt and pepper. And to serve it up, just whack your fish on a plate with a good pile of your chips dusted in that beautiful herb salt. You'll need lemon wedges, a little bit of aioli, that's just fancy garlic mayonnaise you can find at your local supermarket. It's beautiful, it's glamorous, it's crisp and it's delicious. It's the fish and chips you know taken somewhere really special.